I was very inspired at Della Fattoria with the pizza concept, and I want to do just kind of a quick pizza method. So it's very simple. We're going to start with 2.5 cups of flour, and we're going to go do this method that I enjoy so much of working on my counter, which is why I designed the kitchen this way with lots and lots of counter space. Lukewarm water, 1 cup. Bread making 101, just water, and you want to activate the yeast. It's about 1 tablespoon and 1/4 of a tablespoon. So about maybe, that much. I know, man, my measurements. So we're gonna make a well in the center here, and we're just gonna wait until the yeast kind of dissolves. What this is gonna do is help the bread rise. So we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes. These little pieces of yeast will start to float up, and you'll start seeing a little bit of this cloudy so that you know that the yeast is working. Little by little, we're gonna pull this flour into the water. And at some point this is gonna get messy, but for now, we're just kind of working it in as without breaking the walls down. And feel free to do this in a mixer. I just always like doing this with my hands because I can see it and touch it and feel it. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. It's gonna help the pizza dough not be so brittle. And now at this point, we're just gonna go ahead and get my hands in it. I usually leave a little bit on the side right here because I'd rather add flour to a wet dough than add water to a dry dough, because then it's just sticky and messy. This is just like the process you would do with bread as far as what kneading goes and getting the structure built out of it. And it's gonna end up being a little sticky. And like I said, you can do this in the mixer, but this is where, I like this part. And if it does start to stick too much, then you just take a little bit of this flour, put it on your hands. And we're gonna do this for maybe 10 minutes. And this is breaking the structure of the flour, the glutens of the flour, so that you get that crust and that crunch to it and that body and texture. All right, now we have a nice elastic dough. Tacky, but not to where it sticks to my hand. Oil this so that when the dough starts to rise, it doesn't stick to the bowl and tear. And then we're gonna cover it and put this here because I've got the oven on, so that gives it a little warmth over here. And this should take about 1.5 hours to double in size. You don't really need to rework it at this point. This is pretty much ready to go. And you can go any size you want. I'm thinking somewhere about this size for little pizzas. So we roll it up into a ball, flatten it, and then I usually just use my fingertips, just like we did at Della Fattoria. Just toss it up in the air a little bit. Or you can hold it by the edges and let it fall. The thinner the better. For a pizza, you want pizza to cook fast. So what we want is this to slide around. If it doesn't slide, you're gonna be in trouble. And now you've gotta make it and get it in the oven. Because if it seeps through, it'll stick to the pan and your pizza won't slide off. This is my 5-minute tomato recipe. I like to do this over the holidays because family, a lot of kids are over, and just set up like a pizza bar. And there's all the ingredients, and then you just kind of do these one at a time. It's a way to get everybody just kind of being together. Salami from Kosher Butcher. This is mozzarella. I like olives on mine. To make a really good pizza, you don't want to crowd the pizza up. Make sure it slides. See, slide, slide, slide. Okay. I have some tiles that I use to get hot, and then real quick. Whoa, pizza. All right, to get them out, you can use tongs or you can just pull it right onto a plate. Crunch. Voila. Easy.